All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the party. Today is Wednesday, September 17th, 2025. This is episode 964 of Simply Cyber's Daily Cyber Threat Brief podcast. I am your host, Dr. Gerald Auger, and over the next hour, me, you, Steve Young, Jenny Housley, Dan Reardon, Carrie, Mara Levy, Johnny Hogan, so many others in the Simply Cyber community, and you, whether you're a first-timer or a long-timer, we are going to be going through the top cyber news stories of the day. I'll be doing everything within my power to go beyond the headlines and give you insights based on my 20 years of experience on how you can use this information to drive cyber risk down for your business stakeholders, how you can level yourself up as a cybersecurity professional. You will be asked in any job interview, whether it's, day one or day, N, how do you stay current on the industry? This Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief is a banger of an answer. Believe that. Share it with your friends. Let them know what's cracking. We're all about good times here. Just because it's an instructor-led webinar, just because we're doing work, does not mean it has to be boring and suck. Marcus Kyler of the Yeet Crew is in the house. Good morning, Marcus Kyler. Guys, it is Wednesday, which means before we get cracking on the news, we are going to go around the world. I've been dealing with some system. It's been a heck of a week, y'all, and it's only Wednesday. We are dealing with some system resource constraints here at Simply Cyber, so I don't have the play card for Worldwide Wednesday, but believe me, I can't even download it right now because my C drive is full. My D drive, not full, but for some stupid reason, I can't download stuff to the D drive. So, whatever. We're working through it, as always. Even if it's an 80% of the show, we're going to lean into it and get you as much value as we can. Really squeeze that towel for all the liquid inside of it, all that liquid cybersecurity value goodness. All right. All about good times. Guys, I want you to know I don't research or prep for the show. I don't know the stories that are coming up. I don't know what I'm going to say or how I'm going to react. That is just how we roll here at Simply Cyber. Now, I do want to say really quickly, shout out to some of the stream sponsors, those who enable me to bring the show to you. I also have a massive update. I have several massive updates, but one that is near and dear to my heart. I told my kids about it last night, and they were indifferent about it, which was all right, and I'll share that with you in a second. Now, really quick, good morning, Elliot Matisse, A. Witherspoon, Ms. Julian, Mondo, Devin Grady. Guys, shout out to Fortify 365, the solution over at Barricade Cyber Solutions. Hey, James McQuiggan, good to see you. Guys, if you are running a Microsoft 365 environment and you are not configuring it securely, you are missing out on a friggin' awesome opportunity to take advantage of resources and controls that you've already paid for. Guys, the hardest part is convincing management to give you budget. Once you get the budget and buy the solution, take advantage of the controls. And if you're not exactly sure how to do that, go to fortify365.com right now and check out Barricade Cyber Solutions offer. They basically can come in and configure your Microsoft 365 environment to be hardened, which lowers your likelihood of getting compromised. All right. I've had them do it for me in the past. Eric Taylor, the team, they know exactly what they're doing. They can fly around in the M365 instance. It's phenomenal. You actually give them their own user account and they go in there and they toggle all the things. It's great. Don't sleep on this. Go to fortify365.com today to learn more. I also want to say shout out and thank you to Delete Me. You guys know it. Got a video coming out on the channel tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. I'm almost positive I scheduled it for 9:30. Hold on one second. Yeah, I can't look at it right now because I'm on stream, but 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, I believe, like a moody documentary style video.
Did we just become best friends? Yep.
Woo, what do we got here? James McQuiggan, bring on the massive update. Today I traveled to Lancaster, PA for the big university event, and I'm talking to the dark side of AI, hashtag C3V, hashtag 35,000, hashtag coffee cup cheers. I already drank a full pot of coffee this morning. I do not have a coffee cup to cheers you, James McQuiggan. Thank you for the super chat. And guys, say what's up. If you are going to be at that event in Lancaster, PA, do say hi to James McQuiggan. I got to tell you, it is not uncommon for James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet to send me a selfie picture of him and Simply Cyber community members that he's running into at conferences. This is how I meet some of the quieter members of our community, those individuals who don't chat during live stream chats and stuff like that. But their updates are amazing. Love it. All right, delete me. Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. It's easier than ever to find personal information about people online, and having your address, phone number, and family members' names hanging out on the internet can have actual consequences in the real world and makes everyone vulnerable. As someone with an active online presence, privacy is really important to me. I have a wife, I have kids, I have dogs, I have a house. I do not want, I would like to choose who I invite to my home, not just be at the whims of someone who bought my address off the internet and wants to come and pick a bone with me because they say GIF, right? Or they say GIF, and they're like mad at me because I say GIF, right? I want to pick and choose who gets that data. And Delete Me helps me manage that. Take control of your data. Keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me now at a special discount for our listeners. Get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber and use promo code simplycyber at checkout. The only way to get 20% off is to go to joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, enter code simplycyber at checkout. That's joindeleteme.com/simplycyber, code simplycyber. Every single episode of the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Brief, including this one, is worth half a CPE. So say what's up in chat, everybody. Whether you're James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet saying what's up, Hooey Booey, Chris K. Hall, whatever it is, say what's up, grab a screenshot, include the episode title, which has the date and the individual index number, file it away. You get half a CPE a day. So just count the number of screenshots you have and divide by 2. That's how many CPEs you have for the year. And you only need the screenshots if you get audited by your certification body. And you're not doing anything illicit or disingenuous. You're doing the thing. All right. Sorry about that. I just smacked my lips and gave everybody a little sounder there. All right. Hey, really quickly, we're going to go around the world, but I want to do a small, I'm going to start doing this for the next 2 weeks. Unexpected promotion. Okay. So here we go. This is not the major update, but I want to share a quick word from Simply CyberCon. I'll be in chatting with you guys. Ooh, DJ BSEC. What's up, dude? Ladies and gentlemen, DJ BSEC.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
All right. Hey, quick word from Simply CyberCon. I'm trying to promote the crap out of it so everybody has an opportunity to attend if they would like. Let's go. 1 day of training, 1 day of cyber excellence. Here's what's on tap for Simply CyberCon 2025. Level up OSINT. Turn open sources into actionable intelligence. Michelle Kahn shows you how to gather, analyze, and leverage public info for SOC, threat hunting, pen testing, and incident response, packed with real-world value. GRC Cyber Resilience. Time to get your NIST on. Steve and Michael guide you through the cybersecurity framework, helping you build hands-on skills and the mindset to drive cyber resilience and safeguard critical digital assets. Detection Engineering 101. Blue Teamers, don't sleep on this. Hayden Covington puts you in the role of a detection engineer inside a live sim, building and testing custom detections so you can hit the ground running. Offensive Tooling Foundations. Data is everywhere, and so are attackers. Chris Trainer shows you the hacker tools security pros use with hands-on exercises to practice safely, effectively, and ethically. Visit simplycybercon.org and get ready to level up. All right, simplycybercon.org. We got a bunch of people already registered. If you want to hang out with Simply Cyber, community members, and learn, level up, get training, play CTFs, dude, it's going to be a banger. If you went last year, you know how awesome it is. Let's go. But now we've got some fun stuff to do. All right. I know. Hey, if you're a first timer here, drop a hashtag first timer. Listen, I know you want to get to the news, but we do this every single Wednesday. So just bear with us. If this isn't your speed, that's fine. That's fine. You can just go speed run a different threat intelligence briefing. But we celebrate community here. And on Wednesdays, we show just how international, how diverse, how amazing this community is. So I'm going to set the timer to 2 minutes, 22 seconds. And I'm going to just ask you, tell me where you're at. Mods are going to help. Let's go. Where are you? Carrie's in Texas. Robert's in San Antonio. The United States is online. Tech Grunt's in Denver, Colorado. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Where are you at? Where are you at? Come on. Beaumont, Texas. I see you. Old timer Bradley. Here we go. Now we're cooking, babies. Arizona's in the hizzy. Columbia, South Carolina. What's up Midlands? Port Zero, Rick Kelly. We got a lot of South Carolina. Dirty Jersey's in the house with Michael Andruzzi. Sierra's getting up early on the left coast. Oh, hi. Oh, Insure, Nottingham, England. Cyber Sheriff UK bringing Europe online. What's up, Wisconsin? Triple D's in the Philippines. Triple D bringing us online up Asia. I saw Medine G with Ethiopia. Africa is online. Suffolk, UK. Hey, Michael Nolan, good to see you. Raman's got Bangladesh online. More of that Asia mainland action. Kissimmee, Florida. Pensacola, Florida. I love it. If we were in Greece, we could cook. That is true. The DR. Jeremy, Dominican Republic. Yes, sir. Boom. We got Caribbean online. Tanzania, more of that Africa action. Boom. East Coast Africa, you guys are representing. Hey, Minnesota, Abimbola, Barnett, UK, Chi-Town. What's up, Chicago? Augusta, Georgia. That is a cyber powerhouse. Richard Duff bringing Australia online. Yes, sir, Richard Duff. Hell yeah. Let's go. Where's South America? Norway. Andres is up in Norway. Scandinavia, love it, love it, love it. DJ Bisek is saying we have Colombia. Hopefully that's Colombia, the country, not Columbia, South Carolina. Tanzania, yes, sir, yes, sir. Bangladesh, yes, we got these all. Toronto, Nigeria, I believe. Boom. All right. Toronto. Richard Duff, we see you, Richard Duff. Thank you for representing all of Australia. Oi, oi, oi. Trinidad and Tobago, Heart of Bereavement. Let's go, Trinidad and Tobago. Boom, we are online with them. Heck yeah, look at us. Look at us. Oh my God, guys. Detroit, Angela's in the house. New York, Augusta Delgado. All right, let's cook. Canada, I don't know how I missed Canada. Niagara Falls, Toronto. Boys, ladies, gentlemen, let's check it out. North America, check. South America, check. Caribbean, check. Africa, check. England, Europe, check. Asia, check. Australia, check. Woo! All right. Congratulations. That is how you Worldwide Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. Kofi coming in hot right at the end there with Ghana. Little Western Africa action. You guys straight crush it like a bunch of bosses. Heck yeah. So congratulations, everyone. That was a lot of fun. Time to get to the news. Let's look at what we're going to be talking about today. All right. Ooh, lawmakers extending cyber. 0 days being weaponized. Go on, you minks. Ooh, Google nuking malware from orbit. All right, let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody, sit back, relax, and let's let the cool sounds of the hot news wash over us in an awesome wave. Everybody be cool. DJ B-Sex here. All right. Don't want to excite him, get him all frothed up, have him get on the turntables. All right, let's rock, y'all.
From the CISO series, it's cybersecurity headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Wednesday, September 17th, 2025.
I'll give the big update at the end of the show.
House lawmakers move to extend 2 key cyber programs. U.S. House lawmakers unveiled a short-term funding bill extending the 2015 Cybersecurity Information Sharing Act and the state and local cybersecurity grant program until November 21st, giving Congress more time to negotiate longer-term renewals. The programs are set to expire September 30th, but provide legal protections for companies voluntarily sharing threat intelligence with the government. The House had proposed a 10-year extension. The Senate's version offers a shorter term and reduces some private sector safeguards.
All right. Okay. So I appreciate this. This is a, bipartisan supported initiative of threat intelligence sharing between public and private sector. Guys, threat actors, the internet is not a government funded program. We only have one internet, and it's used by the government, it's used by private sector, it's used by military, it's used by everybody. Okay. So having threat intelligence sharing is super valuable. The US federal government clearly has relationships with the big players in the market. Amazon, Google, Microsoft, Cisco, CrowdStrike, Sentinel. I'm sure they have all Palo Alto. Like they definitely have back channel access and stuff. This Information Sharing Act has been around for years and years and years, and they're just reviewing it and renewing it. Now, it was set to expire. I feel like they've been talking about this story for like a month here. They pushed it to November. Basically, they need to incentivize businesses to want to share this information. There has to be some juice. Like if you're going to ask private sector businesses to squeeze, there needs to be some juice in there, right? There has to be some value for them to want to play, which in this instance, there's like legal coverage, right? Like you're not going to get blown up for disclosing that you've suffered a breach. Okay. It sounds like the Senate and the House are arguing back and forth around the length of the renewal, which I'm not terribly sweaty about, and some of the legal language around it. I'm okay either way, as long as it protects organizations that can share information and that the information can be distilled down, desensitized, or, not anonymized, but like made valuable to the larger commons, right? To businesses, other businesses, threat intelligence companies, in order to protect all of us, kind of like a rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. I'm all on board for it. If it's being kicked forward and delayed or whatever because of like political shenanigans, that kind of sucks. I hope that's not the case. Right now in the United States, there's a lot of divisiveness in the politics. And unfortunately, sometimes politics are, weaponized, stuff like this, where it's unfortunate. So I hope that's not what's happening here in this instance, but looks like the panel's chair, which is Rand Paul, wants this shorter renewal life and some of the safeguards enjoyed by private entities. I don't know what safeguards they're enjoying. You know what I mean? Like, getting breached, like, ooh, I enjoy that. It's like going for it's like going for a colonoscopy, like without being directed by your doctor. You're like, I'm just going to go enjoy this, get a good cleanse in. No, so I don't know what that is. We'll see what happens. The good news is this is not looking like it's going to get blown up. It's going to continue and be renewed in some, form or fashion, which is great for everybody. Okay, so let's celebrate. For practitioners, all this means is that access to federal government resources around threat intelligence, disclosure, those type of things, looks like it'll still be in place, and getting access to that information and doing something with it.
Apple 0 Day, likely used in spy attacks, affected older devices. Apple issued a backported security update on Tuesday for older iPhones and iPads, including iPhone 8, 8 Plus, iPhone X, and early iPad Pro models, after the vulnerability may have been exploited in sophisticated attacks. The original patch for newer devices was released on August 20th. The flaw allowed malicious image files to execute code, and Apple confirmed it had been used against specific targeted individuals, highlighting ongoing risks to legacy devices. Reuters crafts phishing scam with...
All right, so this is cool. This actual vulnerability happened quite a while ago. You could see here CVE 2025. So it did happen this year, but I feel like this was like April, May, June kind of time frame, like early summer. Let's see, is there a date on this thing? Date added August 21st. Huh. Dude, time freaking flies. All right, so it was less than a month ago. Feels like it was longer. Essentially, there was a vulnerability in Apple iOS, so like your iPhone, right? Your CEO's iPhone, that could, if you sent a malicious image, the way that the application that renders the image onto the phone could be compromised. The vulnerability was in there. Basically, Apple backported the patch. Two things to share here. Number one, this is not steganography, okay? Steganography is hiding data in images through like changing the pixel values. That is not what this is. This is putting in shell code, basically, or malicious code inside the image file itself. There's probably some like data field, or there's somewhere to put data inside the actual file itself. Like if you look at the hex of the file, right? And the way that the application processes the file, like the way, like if you said like notepad space myscript.txt, right? You're taking script.txt and you're passing it as an argument to notepad, and notepad's opening it up. All right. So like you do file open. That's all this is. Essentially what this is Apple image renderer, right? Which is not an app that you would type or click like an app on your homepage. It's like a subsystem binary that Apple runs. It automatically runs and ingests the file. And unfortunately, there's a vulnerability in there that allows the malware to execute. Okay, so very, very straightforward software exploitation of an Apple program. What's interesting here, and you don't see this often, is that Apple backported a patch on this particular problem for like older, less supported or no longer supported legacy devices. We see this very, very seldomly. I mentioned this yesterday on the stream. Microsoft did this when Eternal Blue launched back in 2017 for SMB v1, backported the patch to unsupported versions of Windows operating system like Windows XP and stuff, because it's that bad. This takes money, this takes effort, this takes time for Apple to do this for older things that are no longer supported. So obviously when I read this, number one, if you are for whatever friggin' reason running some type of older Apple device, patch it. You gotta patch it. I wouldn't get too sweaty. Like if you have an Apple phone that you're using for running, like, I don't know, like a smart home at your house, or like in your shed, you were like, you kind of like did some home project, I wouldn't sweat that. This is more for like espionage, I would almost think like high value targets, spyware type stuff. So I'm not like ripping out older devices from home projects and patching them. But if for whatever reason, if your executives are, running these things, or you have them in critical systems in your environment, maybe you put together some bizarre homegrown solution that's now turned into like mission critical at your work, which is not uncommon. Make sure you patch it. Okay. So that's all I'll say about that. One final lesson learned I'll point out is if you have developed some in-house solution, that's not a best practice. A lot of times people will Sean Saylor says, is it a 0 day if it affects an iPhone 8? I mean, yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a 0 day now because there is a patch for it. But yeah, homegrown solutions sound like a great idea at the time because they cost, little to nothing but then they become like a maintenance nightmare because no one's supporting it. The person leaves. No one knows how it works, etc.
AI chatbot help. A Reuters investigation shows a variety of AI chatbots can be coaxed into creating phishing emails, despite built-in safety measures. Researchers, including Harvard's Fred Heiding, tested emails generated by Grok, ChatGPT, Meta AI, Claude, and DeepSeek on 108 senior volunteers. About 11% clicked the links. Bots could also advise on timing and tactics, revealing AI's potential to scale fraud. Google nukes.
Yeah. I mean, okay, this is a fine story. On the surface, this story just says that basically journalists were able to use AI to create really effective phishing emails. Like, welcome to the party, pal. So DJ BSEC on this last story says it's a 0 day if no one knew about it. I mean, I guess, yeah. I mean, this was disclosed last month. I think it's the fact that the older iPhone could be compromised. Yeah. So anyways, just a little bit of a clarification. Thank you, DJ BSEC. So dude, AI can be used to write phishing emails effectively. Like, this is not sounding the alarm to anyone. This was one of the initial like concerning use cases that we talked about back in 2023 when AI started coming on the scene with ChatGPT and stuff like that. All I would say about this particular story, if it were me, okay, here's how I would use this information. I would grab this story. It's very easy to digest for non-tech people, okay? Elderly people who are regularly targeted by threat actors because they're less technically sophisticated, okay? No disrespect to elderly people, but they just didn't grow up on tech the way future generations did. So they're susceptible to deception of how tech works or whatever. They're vulnerable, and I don't want to say gullible, but like if they get a message saying this is from the IRS, they're immediately like, oh yeah, it's from the IRS. Like they don't have, it seems on balance that they don't typically have that like extra level of filter to basically question all these things. Third, they are, sometimes they have mental deficiencies, right? 4, a lot of times their families have just kind of, and this is not the truth in all instances, okay? So don't blast me on this one, but it's not uncommon for families to stick their elderly relatives into homes and then just kind of not visit them very often, or just not visit them at their home, right? So companionship, lack of companionship, desire to want to engage and be part of something, it's very desirable. So for many reasons, the elderly demographic is actually a very desirable and very good target population for threat actors, which is disgusting, but it is true, okay? They're showing that like you can use this to point out like, oh, hey, look at this exact email that it sends. This is definitely something. If you want to do some nonprofit work, go to an old age home and present this to them. Give them some awareness training. Dude, October's a few weeks away. Cybersecurity Awareness Month. This is a perfect segue into those things, okay? Whoops. I dropped my vanilla bean chapstick. I'm like addicted to this chapstick, guys, by the way. Vanilla bean, Burt's Beeswax. So good. Okay. All right, here we go.
224 ad fraud Android malware apps. Google removed 224 Android apps tied.
Ben says he regularly visits his elderly parents. Thanks. Yeah, no problem, dude. I'm pumped for you. A lot of people, I think on balance, a lot of people do not. More do not than do. So if you do, Ben, that's awesome. I'm definitely, I bet your parents appreciate it. Okay.
To a global ad fraud campaign called Slop Ads, which generated 2.3 billion ad requests per day, according to Human's Satori Threat Intelligence team. The apps were downloaded more than 38 million times across 228 countries and used obfuscation and steganography to conceal a malicious FAT module APK. Then it collected device and browser data and served ads through fake domains to generate fraudulent revenue. Google Play Protect now warns users to uninstall any affected apps. Human researchers note the attackers are likely to adapt their methods in future campaigns.
All right. So this is a really interesting fraud technique. Honestly, this is not targeting us as individuals, although you are installing effectively malware. This is costing businesses who are spending money on ads. So you could help your marketing department here, right, around basically having their budget compromised through ad fraud campaign. For me personally, this is more of an awareness story for cybersecurity practitioners. You're not necessarily doing anything about this. AI has allowed for rapid development or vibe coding of apps. Threat actors know this, and they basically are just wholesale producing these things to commit ad fraud. The ad fraud basically, if you've played any of these games or you have kids that download these free games and like you play for like 5 seconds and then there's like an ad, and then they wait, then they click through, then there's an ad, they wait, they click through, there's an ad. Like all those ads are generating money for the app developer. And honestly, it might not be worth it onesie twosies, but this guy right here, 224 apps, 2.3 billion ad requests per day. I don't know how much you get per ad, but even if it's 1 penny per ad, I mean, what is that? $2.3 million a day for a penny an ad? My math might be wrong, but like this is real money. So dude, threat actors are going to find a way. It's all about straight cash, homie. Straight cash, homie. So as an individual, if you've been looking for a way to connect with your marketing team, this is a phenomenal story as an entry point. I say this all the time, but I haven't said it in a minute. A great way to build relationships inside your organization, which is something you absolutely should be doing, is to ask if you can go to different teams. Teams typically have weekly meetings, right? So ask if you can go to a team's weekly meeting and just be there for the first 5 minutes and deliver a little bit of value. The team manager is likely, I've never had a team manager tell me no, okay? 2, they're going to really like it because you're delivering some tailored value for them. And 3, benefit to you, you're going to be establishing relationships with everyone on that team. This is a perfect one to go to the marketing team and just say, hey, I want you guys all to know this is one technique that criminals use to steal your budget. Like you're not getting like your ads are not being served up appropriately. Like fraud is being committed against you. And you could explain this a little bit more. They will find it fascinating. You're personalizing it because dude, budget is budget, right? If they have $1 million for a campaign and they're being evaluated on how effective that campaign is, and some threat actors just stealing their money, that's a problem. Robert Hendrickson crunched the numbers. It's $23 million a day. Guys, I don't know about you, but $23 million a day would be life-altering for me, okay? I know we got some BDSs in chat right now, and maybe 23 million is walk around change, but for me, that's insane. Like literally, like $230,000 a day would be insane. $2,300 a day would be pretty good. That's like $6 million a year, right? If you do the math. Okay, let's keep cooking.
Huge thanks to our sponsor, Drata. Leading security teams trust SafeBase by Drata to turn trust into a growth engine. Their enterprise-grade Trust Center puts your security posture in one secure, customer-facing portal, giving buyers instant visibility into your company's continuous controls, certifications, and policies. With AI-powered questionnaire assistance, blast through inbound security questionnaires in minutes instead of days. Automate cross-functional workflows and eliminate friction. That means less manual work and faster deal cycles. Win with trust. Learn more at safebase.io.
Whoa, hold on. All right, hey, really quick, we're going to do the mid-roll. I do have to play the Threat Locker ad, which is going to be a video, so I don't want to start the Simple Mind song until that. So let's hear a quick word from Threat Locker. I'll be in chat right now, and you guys talking about $23 million. Oh my gosh! All right, hold on. Let's do this, and then I'll be in chat, and then we're gonna kick it. Alpha Sierra is gonna lead us off as always. I want to give some love to the Daily Cyber Threat Brief sponsor, Threat Locker. Do zero-day exploits and supply chain attacks keep you up at night? Well, worry no more. You can harden your security with Threat Locker. Worldwide, companies like JetBlue trust Threat Locker to secure their data and keep their business operations flying high. Threat Locker takes a deny-by-default approach to cybersecurity and provides a full audit of every action allowed or blocked for risk management and compliance. Onboarding and operation is fully supported by their US-based Cyber Hero support team. Get a free 30-day trial and learn more about how Threat Locker can help prevent ransomware and ensure compliance. Visit threatlocker.com/dailycyber. All right, let it wash over you. Here we go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Genuinely appreciate it. I know it's hard to get up every single day and do this. So many of you do. Genuinely appreciate it. I always hope that you get value from the stream. I believe in the core values of Simply Cyber. Support. Make sure you guys get what you need in order to be successful. Inclusion. Everyone's welcome here. And empowerment. Giving you the tools and structure and direction that you need, but enabling you to take action for yourself. Those are the core values. I believe them. I live by them. And I really genuinely appreciate all of you. I got to tell you, every time we have a guest on Simply Cyber Firesides or someone visits the community, they always tell me afterwards, always, they're like, I can't believe how kind, how engaged, how amazing your community is. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it before. Regularly, that's told to me. So guys, that is an absolute, I mean, that's an objective view of who you are and what you are, and it's just friggin' amazing. So thank you. We can do a dance party cyber risk switch for sure. Guys, thank you so very much to the stream sponsors, Barricade, Delete Me, Anti-Siphon, Threat Locker. Speaking of Anti-Siphon, did you know Anti-Siphon is disrupting the traditional cybersecurity training industry by offering high-quality, cutting-edge education to everyone, regardless of financial position? And I want to call your attention to later this month, September 24th, the man, James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet, is going to be doing an anti-siphon training. This is an absolute free webinar, Deep Fakes Explained, and how to protect yourself. More importantly, if you have not attended a James McQuiggan training, you are missing out. This guy, you can see him in chat all the time. James McQuiggan at 35,000 feet. He is just such a kind man, so smart, and really great at educating. Check this out. I'm going to drop a link in chat. Go to it. I'll be registered. I'll be there to support him. We support our own people, and this is just going to be super dope. Thank you, Anti-Siphon Training. All right, where were you? Here we go. Really quick update. This may or may not upset you, okay? So bear with me. I was thinking long and hard. I had some conversations last night. I will be taking a little bit of time away, okay? I need it. So December 22nd, the last 2 weeks of December, starting on the last show will be on the 19th, and we'll resume in the new year. So I'm just giving everybody, 3 months heads up, 4 months heads up. I will be taking a brief break. I'm kind of cooked, chat. So I figured I can get everything sorted out in a few months. So we're going to take a little bit of a respite here at the end of the year. Hopefully you guys can too. All right, Alpha Sierra, lead us off with the laws. Let it wash over you. Here we go. Feel free to close your eyes and bob your head, because I do. All right, good stuff. I might be taking vacation in December, but right now we're getting back to work. Let's cook.
Jaguar Land Rover says shutdown to last at least another week. The Jaguar Land Rover cyber attack fallout marches on. The company announced it will keep its global operations offline until at least September 24th. This has sidelined thousands of employees and supply chain workers and is costing the company around 72 million pounds per day. The company confirmed internal data was compromised, leading to potential fines under British privacy law. Chaos Mesh.
Dude, 73 million pounds a day they're losing. I don't know what the math is on that, but thank you. News story. $98 million a day. A day. Dude, a day? This story back here, where is it? This story here, we were talking about $23 million a day and how bomb that would be. Jaguar says, hold my beer. Jeepers, dude, 98 million a day? 98 million? What in the heck, dude? Oh my God. All right. Can you imagine? I mean, just like, can you imagine buying a super yacht every day? All right. So Jaguar's gotten screwed up. I got to tell you, I don't know what they were doing from a business continuity and cybersecurity program perspective, but they have been down for since at least September 24th is when they might get back up and running. When did they actually get taken down? It's been a few weeks, I believe. Doesn't say here. I don't know, man. Here's the thing, guys. Take this as an example. If you work in manufacturing, it doesn't matter that it's automotive manufacturing, any manufacturing, there's a direct correlation to downtime and lost revenue. This says nothing about reputational damage. No one's going to be like, well, I was going to get a Jaguar, but their cybersecurity kind of sucks, so I'm not going to. I'm going to go with a Porsche. Nope. This is just straight cash, homie. I bet you the CFO is crapping bricks. The CIO, CISO, definitely not happy. A lot of people yelling at a lot of people over there, I would imagine. Let's see. Is Jaguar a publicly traded company? Let's see. It's not publicly traded. It's a subsidiary of the Indian automotive giant Tata Motors. Did not know that. I was today years old when I learned that. So that's a little bit different. And then like CISO at Jaguar. See if this person comes up. The CISO responsible for Land Rover is Ashish S. Oh, here we go. Let's look at this guy. All right. So this, I'm sorry, really quick. I'm just like looking at Jaguar's organization structure. Here's the CISO. This guy probably doesn't look as great as he does in this photo. Just add some like baggy eyes. We got a risk manager for cyber compliance, James Wade. That guy's probably been asking for budget for some time and now like quietly not trying to say, I told you. All right. And then corporate security. All right. Yep. Not a good look. TLDR, guys, I say it a million times. Do tabletop exercises, work through recovery from ransomware, work through reducing the impact of ransomware attacks. This will definitely, unfortunately, the problem with this is you don't see the impact immediately as a consumer. You can go to a Jaguar dealership and buy a Jaguar today. There's going to be like a bubble in the pipeline, though, as the cars that are being produced, not being produced right now, don't show up at the at the businesses. This is bad for them. They're losing money, but whatever. I mean, I don't know. I hate to be so flippant, but like you're losing $98 million a day. That would give me heartburn. But realistically, before this attack, you were making $98 million a day. Like,
Critical GraphQL flaws enable RCE and full Kubernetes cluster takeover. In a report shared with Hacker News, JFrog researchers disclosed critical flaws in Chaos Mesh, an open source chaos engineering platform that could let attackers take over Kubernetes clusters by executing commands or steal tokens. According to JFrog, the vulnerabilities, called Chaotic Deputy, stem from weak authentication in the Chaos Controller Manager's GraphQL server. They were responsibly disclosed on May 6th and patched in version 2.7.3 on August 21st. Users are advised to update to the latest version.
I'm sorry, really quickly, just to go back here to the Jaguar story really quick. I'm just thinking, Jaguars, Land Rovers, like none of them cost $1 million a car. But for the sake of this argument, let's assume every car is $1 million. Are they selling 98 every single day? That just seems like a lot of, like, I feel like I would see like a lot more Jaguars and Land Rovers running around if they were selling 98 a day. I don't know. Maybe I'm overshooting or not thinking through or whatever. But all right, so let's look at this. Chaos Mesh critical GraphQL flaw enables remote code execution on Kubernetes clusters takeover. Okay. There's a lot of big words here, but at the end of the day, full Kubernetes cluster takeover is really bad. Hold on one second. Kubernetes cluster. I gotta keep the show looking tight, right? It's like little facial moisturizer for the show. Got to keep this tight. You do not want your Kubernetes taken over. Okay. It's like Docker, kind of like you're running your systems, you're running apps, you're running whatever in these Kubernetes clusters. So if it can be remote code execution, remote meaning from outside, code execution meaning basically they're going to run a PowerShell cradle, or, they're going to, like, basically remote code execution means a threat actor can pull down payloads and detonate them on your box. Not always internet facing, but not uncommon to be internet facing. So obviously threat actors can scan the internet, find these devices, pop them, and then you're screwed. How do you find out if this is in your environment? Let's see. They only need minimal in-cluster network access to exploit these vulnerabilities. Exactly. So very little access with this remote code execution. Let's see. I've never heard of Chaos Mesh before, but I guess it's an open source solution that helps with fault simulation and simulating abnormalities. So this is pretty cool. It is a great tool for helping test the resiliency of your environment. The problem is it can be weaponized. Here's my suggestion. I'm by no means smart on Kubernetes. I'm definitely not familiar with Chaos Mesh. What I would recommend is I would get with your developers in your or your infrastructure team and just ask if they're running this Chaos Mesh open source solution in their Kubernetes clusters for simulation. If they are, you got to patch it, right? You got to patch it. Is there a patch available? I assume that there's a patch available. Users are advised to update the installation to the latest version. If immediate patching is not an option, restrict network traffic to the Chaos Mesh daemon and API server. There you go. So basically patch it if you can. Otherwise, you should configure it to only talk to the systems you need to talk to. Guys, this right here, if you're doing your job well, or you've convinced IT to do their job well, this is already in place. This is just general best practice, dude. Like having your Chaos Mesh daemon open to the internet, like that's kind of like Bush League stuff. What? Hold on. Thank you, computer. So Discord Discord just closed, and then I reopened it, and it's giving me a login page. So like I've lost Discord. We'll keep cooking on that. Anyways, be sure to find out if this is in your environment and then get it patched. You do not want a remote code execution. If you want to get fancy pants, you can do threat hunting in your environment to see if this has been compromised. You'd have to get into the weeds, though, on exactly what compromise looks like. I'm sure it's the threat actor pushing some type of custom packet or custom input into the software in order to get it to do something. So yeah, let's keep going. I'm going to try to log in.
Innovative file fix phishing attack proves plenty potent. Acronis researchers say that a global phishing campaign is weaponizing file fix, a social engineering technique derived from a June proof of concept by researcher Mr. Docs. The lure impersonates Facebook security and tricks victims into pasting PowerShell code into the File Explorer address bar, which executes a loader that then pulls an AI-generated JPEG carrying a hidden script via steganography. That embedded script drops StealC, a commercial info stealer that harvests passwords, crypto wallets, and VPN credentials. The campaign, observed by Acronis and visible in VirusTotal uploads, has been translated into at least 16 different languages.
All right, hold on. This seems like I'm back into a Discord, by the way. Thank God for the way Discord is set up for authentication. Okay, so file fix. Mr. Docs. Okay, so check this out. This guy, Mr. Docs, is actually a security researcher, and I don't see his blog posts often, but whenever I do, they're always like legit. This is what it looks like. I would recommend, like, if you're interested in research, security research, see, look at his last post is June 30th, 2025. June 3rd, June 2nd, June. Oh yeah, look. June 2nd, 2025, and then his next post is June 11th, 2024. So he does not post for the sake of posting, but when he has something to share, he shares it. He or she. I'm assuming it's a he because it's Mr. Docs, but I don't know. This is definitely a good blog here. I feel like it's like Kevin Beaumont, Gossie the dog, like two different people, wildly different, but not always seeing it come up on socials, but when it does, you're like, oh, got to check it out. Got to see what's going on. Okay. So the social engineering attack is called ClitFix, where you trick a victim into copy and pasting malicious commands into the Windows Run dialog. This is definitely super popular. Like ClickFix is what it's called. But dude, all you need to do is trick an end user into doing this. A pretty popular approach is to say it's a CAPTCHA, like, oh, prove you're not a robot, run this command or click these things. It was super successful. Luma Info Stealer was going bananas a couple months ago. Look, what is this? I don't know what these events are counting. I guess instances of ClickFix. You can see it surged back in March. So now the new follow-up is called File Fix. The difference is that instead of the run dialog, they're using File Explorer. This is actually really important. We should definitely focus on this. So right now, getting someone to hit Windows key R and pop up a run dialog is not something that my Aunt Dorothea does, okay? It's not something that general users do. In fact, when I've been educating end users about being careful not to fall victim to this attack, that's actually one of the key things I tell them is I pop open a Windows key R, a run command box, and I say, see this? If you see this, chances are you're about to do something bad. Like that's like the indicator. So that has helped. He's got a new attack that uses File Explorer, which everybody is familiar with, okay? The attacker creates a phishing website that asks the user to upload a file. So you've got to socially engineer them to upload a file, which I'm not entirely sure what that would look like. When they click to upload, the site copies PowerShell code to their clipboard, okay? And then launches an Explorer window, okay? So now the user has PowerShell on their clipboard, which they can't see. They don't know that. And they get a File Explorer window, which they are familiar with. They're then instructed to copy a supposed file path, which is the actual PowerShell code, into the Explorer's address bar. And when they hit enter, it executes. Okay. So basically, it's very much like ClickFix start run, except they're running it in the File Explorer address bar. The address bar can take anything, right? If you give it a specific file, it'll go right to that file. If you give it a directory, it'll go right to that directory. I do think that Microsoft could make it so File Explorer doesn't run PowerShell, but yeah, be careful about that. Here's what the phishing lure looks like. Pretending to be Facebook security through a phishing email, and the visitor needs to take action. It says that their account's been reported and will be suspended if they don't take action, and they can appeal the ruling by clicking a fat blue button on the page. After clicking the appeal button, they're told that instructions for how to amend the meta team's ruling are outlined in a PDF file, but they have to paste the file's path into their Explorer window, at which point they infect themselves. So it gets even crazier. The PowerShell downloads a JPEG file, which has more code in it that gets extracted through steganography, which we did talk about earlier. Which installs the info stealer. Honestly, I don't know why they go through all the trouble of downloading the JPEG and extracting the data. Maybe EDR solutions and good firewalls would detect the execution of that PowerShell, but in the pull down of the JPEG file. But in all reality, I mean, running PowerShell is running PowerShell. So I mean, if you're going to run in the File Explorer, I don't know why they don't just pull down the Steal C malware at that point. If you have some thoughts in chat, why they go through this extra layer? I mean, obviously the extra layer is to bypass security controls and detonate and extract the PowerShell directly on the box through this JPEG steganography. Whatever tool there is won't see the PowerShell because it's hidden inside the image. I know that's the reason why. My question is, why not just download the info stealer directly? Let me know in chat. That's interesting. TLDR, educate your end users that they're not going to have to copy and paste something into the File Explorer window. This is a very real looking phishing attack. Very credible. They tell you that your account's going to be turned off. My Aunt Dorothea would 100% fall for this. They're targeting Facebook, which is more of an older demographic use base now. I know younger people still use it, but I would say, like 40 and older, 35 and older, especially elderly people who are, as I mentioned earlier in the show, a very, very juicy demographic for threat actors. They use Facebook to stay in contact and have companionship. So, threat actors, you suck, but wait, expect this. Dude, ClickFix was so successful. I would imagine that we're going to see an uptick in this activity.
Propagating supply chain attack hits 100.
Yeah, Anita Schlabach, the PowerShell is hidden in the image. It would have to be extracted through a steganography extraction technique. We could talk about stego. I'm doing jaw jacking today. So if you want, we could talk about steganography a little bit.
87 NPM packages. A supply chain attack dubbed Shai Hulud has compromised at least 187 NPM packages, according to Socket and Aikido researchers. The worm-style malware injects a bundle.js script that uses Trufflehog to steal developer and CI credentials, create unauthorized GitHub workflows, and exfiltrate secrets. CrowdStrike confirmed that some of its NPM packages were affected, but said its core platform is secure.
All right. I haven't watched any of the videos yet, but there are a lot of videos on YouTube from a lot of great cybersecurity content creators out there. Matt J released one here, massive self-replicating one. I don't know Latio, but he's got a video here. I'm pretty sure Tiberius did one. Oh, here we go. Yeah, look at this. This is 10 hours ago. So, like, if you want to get deep on this particular story, it is a very popular story within the cybersecurity community right now. And like I said, some of these amazing content creators are dropping videos on it. So, I really like Tiberius. I really like Matt. So, if you're in, I'm going to drop these in here because I'm only going to be doing like a surface level of this. And my thing is, if a lot of people are making content about this, there's clearly something you should know at a deeper level here. Let me just do this really quick. Matt J, go check it out. They're great content creators, great people too, by the way. All right, so NPM package is getting popped because it's self-propagating. That would be considered a worm. All right, so the world's largest JavaScript registry is compromised, the npmjs.com. Again, you should definitely, basically, if you have developers in your environment, you should make them aware of this. This NPM thing has been going on a while. The ability for threat actors to compromise code to be used as imports or support libraries in software is a very common attack technique. It's very much a supply chain attack. It's, you know, we've seen it numerous times. This guy's trying to get up with GitHub, but has been unable to do that. Again, I don't research or prep for these shows, so this is a very deep dive software-based kind of issue. What I would say is, if you're using NPM in any capacity, definitely something to be mindful of. You would want to know what libraries were impacted. It sounds like a lot. For my money, I would want to know what indicators of compromise look like. There's probably like network traffic indicators of compromise, behavior, end user behavior, or not end user, endpoint behavior concerns that would be consistent. So it's 187 packages impacted, but I would imagine the behavior of those impacted packages would be similar, right? It's like one threat actor doing the same thing across multiple packages, trying to get a wider blast radius with the effort that the threat actor's putting in. So for me, my time, my energy, my effort, that's where I would focus. I would also strongly recommend, if you are working at a software company or you have these people, watching these deeper dive videos from Matt and Tiberius could be good. Tiberius, very smart on web application security as well. So I'm sure he'll be bringing that perspective in there. Maybe we can get him on jaw-jacking panel on Friday, see if he's available. It'd be kind of fun to get his thoughts on this one. All right, guys, we are at time. Let's cook here. All right, everybody. Holla, 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 holla. Thank you all so very much for being here. If you got to get out of here, you go on with your bad self. We'll see you in a hot minute tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Oh, wait a minute. Today at 1:30 p.m., we have a live stream update on Simply CyberCon. Dude, I was at the Marriott yesterday. I've got massive updates. We have 2 CTFs to talk about. We have a chill out room. We have pop-up workshops. We have training. We have 2 tracks of speaking. We have breakfast. We have lunch. We have after party. Dude, there's a potential here for the speakers to have an activity the day before the conference. I mean, I've been working on this, and I've been getting support from folks like Z-Myth and Kimberly Can Fix It, Nerman, Elliot Matisse, like, and so many more. Casually Joseph on the Discord. Like, it's a lot of people have been putting a lot of effort into this, and I'm really excited to share an update with you guys. I apologize that I haven't been able to do the updates sooner, but it's just, there's only so many hours in the day, unfortunately, and I'm getting crushed. So come back at 1:30 p.m. It's going to be hot live stream.
That Hansel's so hot right now.
But right now, you're like, enough about Simply CyberCon, Jerry. Let's jaw jack. I'm with you, brother. So let's do that. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Answer all your questions, or Jerry Guy will be back and answer all your questions. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. Holla. Let's go. Ever wonder what it takes to break into cybersecurity? Join us every weekday for Jawjacking, where industry experts answer your burning questions about the cybersecurity field. Live, unfiltered, and totally free. Let's level up together. It's time for some Jawjacking. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Did not forget about this. I did, but I didn't. Guys, at 9:30 today, Two Cyber Chicks is coming back. Dude, Erica McDuffie, Jack Scott, consistently delivering it. High senior level GRC professionals, deputy CISOs, senior advisors, directors. Guys, their talks are fire, okay? Love working with them on Two Cyber Chicks. So that's at 9:30 a.m. But right now, let's jawjack. Hit me. Let's do it like Britney and hit me, baby, one more time. I'm Jerry Guy. If you got a question, put it in chat with a Q. Put it in chat with a Q at the beginning, and I will answer what I can, okay? Anita says, when was the last time you took an entire week off from the podcast? So for what it's worth, Anita, the last week of June every year, my family goes on a trip with another family that we've been doing for years up in New Hampshire. It's a lot of fun. I take that week off technically. This past year, Tyler Ramsby, I believe, did the show every single day. So I do get a week. But that week is a lot of fun. We kick it, but it's a lot going on. I can't tell you the last time I actually just like decompressed. But that's enough about me. Don't worry about me. When you are Code Brew says, when you are taking a break from the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, will there be guest hosts or just no shows for that time? I mean, I was going to shut it down. Code Brew, for 2 weeks. Like, let everybody have a reprieve. We'll see. Anita, but as of right now, Code Brew, I was going to shut it down. I was going to basically put Simply Cyber on ice for 2 weeks until the start of the new year. Anita says, oh, did someone get the deputy position from last week? I don't know that, Anita, yet. I will have to follow up with Jason Walters. I don't know if anyone got that. And I wanted to do a position every Wednesday, but I just don't have one right now. So we'll follow up. All right. Roswell UK says, regarding steganography, what's your favorite dinosaur and why? You know what? Honestly, growing up, I thought the Triceratops was pretty cool. I know that's kind of like vanilla basic, but whatever. You know what? There's a reason people like Triceratops. All right. Silence Poet, currently paying for Claude. Hopefully Microsoft doesn't ruin them. I'm getting a lot out of it for building with AI. Any other great AI tools for someone just learning to build and govern? So I'll tell you. Hold on one second. Let me pull these questions up on chat so you guys can see them. I talked to a good friend, Dennis Calderoni, yesterday. He actually said that Cursor is like super easy to make web apps, SaaS apps. You literally just tell it what you want. It installs the packages, all those things, which, by the way, I think actually makes this NPM story even more devastating because you're getting a lot of people vibe coding that don't even know what packages they're using, and AI just goes and pulls them. So Cursor, and then I like Claude myself. I use Claude as well. I know N8N is a pretty dope engine. Honestly, with AI, guys, I've been wanting to really learn about AI. I want to skill up on AI. I don't have time, unfortunately, to invest in skilling up on AI right now, which is killing me. And I'm not entirely sure where to start. Like I made this reference yesterday. Learning AI right now, I feel like I went to like one of these ridiculous burger restaurants and the burger came out and it's like 9 patties. There's like a steak knife going through it to hold it together. If you ever ordered one of these sandwiches and you grab the sandwich and you're like, how do I take a bite of this? Like, how do I start eating this thing? That's how I feel with AI. I am hungry. I want to eat the sandwich. I want to like smash my face in it and get all up on AI's burger. And I don't know how to like take the first bite. That's where I am right now with AI. All right. Kyle, are you going to leave us with some homework or a winter reading list? I can, Kyle. We could definitely do that. How can video content creators protect against their likeness being stolen and used for deepfake ads? They cannot. They cannot, unfortunately, cyber risk, which that is not something that I'm aware of how to do at this time. All right. DJ BSEC did sidetrack me, but it was for a very good reason. Code Brew says Cursor's awesome if you're just getting started. Gemini CLI, also pretty good. Another like secret, not secret, but like another like low-key good one. Daniel Miessler's Fabric is phenomenal, worth checking out. Do you know of a many company I use for domain dark web scanning? We want to scan all emails that are compromised with the company domain on the dark web. Check out Flare, Kausu, flare.io. In fact, use this link. I'm going to put it in chat right now. They are a sponsor, which is why I want you to use this link because it gives connection to the sponsorship. But I like Flare quite a bit. They have done a lot of dark web stuff. That's super good. I can tell you another one is oh my God. What is the Zero Fox? Zero Fox is another one that is like I went to their booth at Black Hat and checked it out. It seemed pretty cool. Those are 2 options. All right. Augustus says, any recommendations for good AI that can work with cyber? I need a platform that can help me develop infographics. I don't know of one that's making graphs very well right now. I mean, you can tell Claude, and Claude will make graphs. If anyone's got a hot tip on one that can make graphs, let me know. That would be pretty cool. David says, taking your masterclass at Straight Fire. My pleasure, David. What about Mad Hat as a content creator? His face is never shown. Yeah, Chris, I like Mad Hat. It's not Matt Hat, it's Mad Hat. If you guys haven't seen him, he wears like a, eyes cut out, like a bank robber type mask. I love his content. I've talked to him when he was coming up. I reached out. I told him I love his content. I think it's great. Honestly, I know why he wears the mask. Listen, some people want to make content, but they don't want to expose their privacy, right? So I totally support him. Content's great. And honestly, it became quite the marketing technique, because you might not remember his name, but you remember he's the guy who wears the mask. Let's see. Continuing to look at questions. Guys, great questions today. Great questions today. You know what I will tell you? So we have Amazon Echo devices. The AI, or whatever you want to call it, it's not really AI, but the personality, the ALEXA, is light years behind Gemini and Claude and all those. Like, it's so infuriating talking to her. So stupid. Like, you ask it a question, it's like, I don't know. Okay. All right. Looks like we're all caught up on questions. This is great. Oh, here's another one. Brandon, attending National Cyber Summit next week. Any tips on getting the most out of my visit? First time IT job hunter with no experience. Yeah, Brandon, for sure. Anytime you go, be social, say hi, ask questions of people like, oh, what are you into? Or what are you doing? Or, that was great talk. Or, I would be prepared to, connect with them on LinkedIn. That's a popular one. If you find something you vibe about, maybe set up a follow-up meeting. Relationships, network building, that is definitely like the number one thing you can get out of going to conferences and stuff like that. If there's a talk that's particularly interesting to you, do attend it. Attend the talk. And then I would recommend either speaking with the speaker afterwards or following up with them and say, like, hey, saw your talk at National Cyber Summit. Fascinating. I'm interested in this topic because of X, Y, and Z. Maybe you can develop, a relationship. So that's what I would say about that. Take advantage of the opportunities. Do not go immediately back to your room, right? If there's like a happy hour or a luncheon or anything, take advantage of that. Is the NPM supply chain infection and worm, is this the new normal? It feels like this is a perfect storm with AI and NPM supply chain issues. Rich464, this definitely is a new norm. Supply chain attacks have been around for a while. They manifest in different ways, but for me, dude, like the TLDR is if it works, the threat actors are going to double down on it. It's like anything else. AI just makes it so they can move faster. All we can do, in my opinion, is use AI to defend against it faster too. Alpha Sierra's going. There you go. Brandon Williams, connect with Simply Cyber community members. We do have a con chat channel on the Discord server for people to coordinate meetups. Anyone got plans for Microsoft's end of support for Exchange Server 2019? Scheduled for October 14th, 2025. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to throw a party. Dude, if you can migrate, right? I don't have plans for this, but dude, Exchange on-prem is just, yuck. Brandon Williams trying to come to Simply CyberCon. I hope you can make it. It'd be great. At minimum, come to the live stream today. How long will the Marriott block off for? So the Marriott will be blocked off until October 2nd, okay? I will cover this in the stream today at 1:30, but right now, like if you're going to the training, we have room blocks, and if you're going to the conference, we have room blocks. Right now, we have several rooms still available on the block, but October 2nd's the deadline for that one. Anita. Okay. After that, you'll have to pay more, which is not great. All right, see you later, DJ BSEC. Great to see you, as always. Would you ever consider having someone like Naomi Brockwell on talk about privacy? I don't know Naomi Brockwell. Dude, who asked this? Alice Grimm? Alice, I'll talk to anyone. Like, I love talking to people. Let's see, Naomi Brockwell. Australian journalist? Is this the Naomi Brockwell you're talking about? This person? Hold on. This one? I mean, if she wants to talk, I mean, she's on like Fox News, Wall Street Journal. I mean, with all due respect, the question I think is more is like, does Naomi Brockwell want to come on and talk privacy? I mean, we have some fun here at Simply Cyber, but she seems like she might be, want to get paid, frankly, to come talk to me. So yeah. If anyone knows Naomi Brockwell and she wants to come talk, let's do that. John Alexander says this community is super productive. John Alexander, you are right, sir. We are straight crushing it like a bunch of bosses up in here. Sean Saylor's my first month at an MSP was dealing with an on-prem Exchange server attack. Yeah, exactly. Get off Exchange on-prem. Move to M365. Marriott Code Brew. Hey, Code Brew, I actually talked to Mrs. Auger yesterday. Like there's like a 99% chance I'll be staying at the Marriott Saturday and Sunday night. Again, this is no disrespect to anyone. I'm not dunking on anyone. I have been doing a lot of work for Simply CyberCon like a lot. And as it stands right now, like I need to be there on Sunday and Monday because I'm the director now. The role Josh played last year, I'm doing that role as well now. So I will be staying at the Marriott Saturday and Sunday nights. So I actually have to book it myself. Yeah. And I think we might even I might have the kids stay with me. They love the hotels for whatever reason. So anyways, yeah, I'll be there, Code Brew. We can high five proper. Sean Kelly sharing that Bad Panda is good for dark web scanning. We talked earlier about Flare and Zero Fox. So scoop on that. Thank you, Sean. 10 minutes until 2 cyber chicks. Let's see here. Rich464, when the Jag breach, could this lead to them closing the doors for good? Seems like it's not moving forward quickly and costs are astronomical. So Rich464, normally I could see this being devastating. Dude, losing $98 million a day is not good for anyone, but it is a subsidiary of Tata Motors. So I feel like it's one of those ones where the company is so big that they could probably absorb loss here and have other business units kind of absorb the impact of it. So I don't think it'll be the end of Jaguar. Not if they're losing $98 million a day. I mean, obviously there's a lot out there. Sierra Montgomery says ladies night at the Auger house. Yeah. Kyle says it's kids chat, hotel. You know what's so funny is like when we do stay, like I'm going to I'm keynoting B-Sides Greenville the week after next, okay? And because it's on a Saturday, I rented an Airbnb out in Greenville, taking the family, making a weekend of it, right? Greenville's a cool little city. And my kids are like, can we stay at a hotel? I'm like, I have a whole house. They're like, yeah, but a hotel would be so much cooler. And I'm like, really? Like, in what world is a hotel cooler than a house? But they are like all on board Team Hotel. What are your Citadel students asking? I don't know. I mean, we were talking about denial of service attacks yesterday. I spent some time talking about Signal to them yesterday. It's interesting. I asked them how do they text message, and they looked at me like that question was like outrageous. And I'm like, how do you message with people? Some of them said iMessage, some said WhatsApp, some said Instagram DMs, which I found interesting. So yeah. All right. Tech Grunt says, alternate suggestion. Would you consider interviewing Mary Marwig? I sat through her lecture about data privacy in cars. Great speaker. Yeah. Mary Marwig. I mean, let's take a look. This is her. She's a Democrat running for state rep in Illinois. So she's a politician. I mean, if this is the same woman, I'm not opposed to it. Okay. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I don't value what we built here. Is like, I like when I see that, I'm like, oh, why would she want to talk to me? You know what I mean? But maybe I'll tell you, Kimberly Can Fix It's helping me a bit more now. Like we've kind of expanded the work she's doing with me, and reaching out and getting some of these guests would be cool. So I can certainly try. All right, so we are caught up on questions. I'll continue to look. Right now we have 6 minutes until 2 Cyber Chicks comes on down. Yeah, everything's groovy. I'm actually, so this is a kind of a weird, not weird, but uncommon thing. I haven't told anyone about this. Kind of came on quickly. I'm actually speaking today at a conference. See, I don't know why the website hasn't been updated yet. I don't know why the update hasn't been updated yet. So Unicon, I'm speaking at Unicon today with Mick Douglas at like 11:30. I don't know, man. Anyways, I'll be speaking in Unicon. Let's see. Bruise and Hack says still catching up. Sorry if somebody asked this about this. Have you tried the Alexa Skill Cyber? I have not tried that yet, Bruise and Hacks. I will certainly look into it though. Let me see. All right, I Googled it, so now it's on my desktop, Bruise and Hacks. Thank you. Also, by the way, I have a video of Bruise and Hacks coming out soon on passkeys. I haven't forgot about that, Bruise and Hacks. I actually have a bunch of videos coming out. They're all queued up right now. I'm just waiting for the links in the description to be updated. So Rich464, Tiberius has come on my channel before. I'm actually in high communication with him. If you guys want him to come on again, we're certainly welcome to have him come on. Smooth Hacks says, or Smooth Hacks, I have an interview today with a SOC manager for a junior SOC role, but was let go from my last SOC analyst role. Any advice? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't dwell on being let go from the last one. I would just focus on how you can deliver value. As always, Smooth Hacks, what I would suggest is don't just deliberately answer the questions that is being asked of you explicitly. See if you can expand the response a bit more to include things that you have done, include current news, current events, right? So maybe like for example, this click fix thing, right? I hope you were at the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, Smooth Hacks. But Mr. Docs, let me see. I probably still have it open here. Hold on one second. Dude, someone who was in a SOC, Smooth Hacks, definitely knows about ClickFix. ClickFix has been bananas for like a month ago, right? Now, FileFix is coming on the scene. At least that's what Mr. Docs is talking about. So read that blog post, read that news story, and then work it in. Like say they say, oh, hey, end user, you get an alert for EDR or something like that, like firing off or info stealer. You can be like, oh yeah, like it's possible this came from like a click fix type attack. I know last month Luma Stealer was blowing up with click fix, but perhaps this time it could be FileFix. Have you heard of FileFix yet? It's this new research that Mr. Docs recently released, and it's very similar to ClickFix, except that it uses the File Explorer in order to run the PowerShell command. And oddly enough, it's actually, they're seeing it in the wild of pulling down a JPEG and using steganography to extract the next stage payload and detonate on the box. But yeah, no, I definitely would be aware of like an attack like this, and then might look for these indicators of compromise, right? So like, you're basically not saying, did you know that I stay current? Like, you're basically fleshing it in. So they don't even have to ask you, how do you stay current? Because you're demonstrating it, okay? That's what I would do. That's what I would recommend. Obviously, if they ask you a question you don't know the answer to, say you don't know the answer. If they're talking about a certain tech stack that you don't have experience with, don't say, I don't know anything about that. Say, like say they're a Splunk shop and you grew up on Elastistack, right? Or Elk, right? You could be like, oh yeah, I haven't used Splunk, but I am quite familiar with SimMonster, Elastistack, Graylog, which is, very similar in the approach on searching logs, pivoting around, doing investigations, threat hunting, et cetera, et cetera. Like, don't let, oh, I don't know Splunk. Next question. Don't let that get you. All right, great work. Continue to crush it. Viper says, do you like Darknet Diaries as a podcast? I love Darknet Diaries. I think Jack does a phenomenal job. Any others that stand out with good info? Sans Internet Stormcast has long been a staple in the community. It's very technical and it's short news type stuff. If you're into that and want to stay up on that. Oh my God. I think Info Security Weekly. There's one. I think this is it. Yeah, Paul's Security Weekly. That's been a long one. That's been pretty good. So check that out. All right, continuing to look at chat. What time am I speaking? Evan says, I believe I got the email. I think like 11:30 to 12. 11:30 to 12, I believe. Give me a second. I'll look it up. Oh my God. Hold on. I gotta like look at my calendar. Make sure I'm not on stage. Yeah, 11:25 to noon. So I think I go on at 11. No slides, by the way. No slides. What we're actually going to be talking about is basically our relationship with AI. All right. It's that time, everyone. Great questions. Hopefully everybody enjoyed everything. We can try to get Network Chuck, Daniel Lowry. He's a good friend of mine. We can definitely get him. Guys, the topic is on AI and the human relationship with AI. Let's go over and raid 2 cyber chicks. I'm Jerry from Simply Cyber. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the support. Have a wonderful day, and please come back at 1:30 p.m. Eastern time for the live stream.